Hey guys, it's Brittany here. I just want to thank you so much again for joining my mailing list and just following me on this Energy Awakening series. So today is day 9, and it's our final day for our Sacral Chakra. And as promised, you guys are available to an exclusive full sequence for opening and balancing or getting rid of any excess Sacral Chakra energy. So I just kind of want you guys to sit down on your mat. I want you to be in a nice, quiet, empty room. Doesn't have to quite be this big, but this is what I'm dealt with. So just sit down, and I just want you to sit, easy pose, anything that's comfortable to you. If you know what half lotus is, whatever is available to you, I want you to sit down comfortably. I want you to engage your sacral chakra as we're doing this. Just kind of getting it warmed up. I want you to sit with your shoulders down and back, hands on your knees. Tuck your tailbone in, elongate through the spine, the crown of your head, and just breathe. Finding some stillness. Getting rid of any negative thoughts you have right now, any thoughts you have at all. You've been thinking about, oh, I need to go pick so-and-so up, I have this homework to do. That's not what this time is about. This time is solely about you and healing your imbalances. So just empty the mind. Be ready to accept the information and the poses that are about to become available to you. One more deep breath. And I'm going to have you guys come on all fours. We're going to start off the cat cow. So I want your wrists to be stacked directly under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, and you're going to go ahead and pull the tailbone up, pull the chest up, drop the belly, pull those shoulders down and back. And on an exhale, tuck that tailbone, drop your head, pull your belly up. And again, inhale, tailbone goes up, head goes up, throat goes up, belly goes down. And this, we're just warming up here. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just, we want the full front body stretch. This is going to be stretching the entire front of your upper half of your body. And then cat is going to go ahead and stretch this back out for us a little bit. We're going to be doing a few back bends. So this will be a great warm up. Go ahead and do one more thing. Or I'm going to have you extend your hands out, one hand length away from you. Plant them into the ground evenly. Go ahead and get up on the balls of your feet, and we're going to take it down. So we're just going to warm up a little bit before we go in some of these poses. Some of them, it's going to require a bit of a stretch, so we want to warm your muscles up so we don't hurt anything. So go ahead and get down dog and pedal your legs out. This might be the first thing you've done active all day, so I just want you to go ahead and warm up your legs, walk your dog. You don't have to, you could be stretched out already, so you don't have to pedal your dog out, but I'm not, so I'm going to warm up a little bit. And I want you to go ahead and find some stillness in your down dog. Relax the head and neck. Find a spot, either on the wall, maybe your knees. Just find a spot and stare at it. Make sure that tailbone is being pushed back. You want to be pushing evenly in your feet and your hands. You can feel a nice back body stretch. So those hamstrings, those calves, and you'll feel the shoulders, the arms, the back. And I'm going to have you look forward. I'm going to have you bring your right foot into your hands. I want you to just go ahead and drop. I want you to go ahead and point that left back foot at a 45-degree angle. And I want you to go ahead and straighten up. Straighten up this right leg, come up straight. And again, I want you to accept where your body is at. So if you can't stretch out that far, bring your legs in a little bit. That's totally okay. You like I said, there's no right or wrong way. You don't have to be stretched out a certain amount to be doing it the right way. It's about your body and balancing out as best as you can. So with this, I want you to go ahead and just open the hips forward, keeping the feet planted, being grounded to both feet. Bring both of your arms shoulder height, and then I want you to keeping that back as straight as possible. We're going to go into a triangle. So we're just going to go forward, leading with the body. And you go ahead and drop that hand. And if it's not available to you to drop your hand, you can go ahead and grab your shin, grab your thigh, whatever's easiest. And we're going to bring that hand up. And then I want you to look at your left hand if that's available to you. Keeping that core tight, warming up that sacral chakra. One more deep breath. And on the exhale, I want you to come up. Now we're just going to turn the other side. So I want you to just go ahead and shift your feet the other way. Bring those shoulders up. And go ahead and just dive forward, keeping that back as straight as possible. Remember, bend that front leg as much as you need it. You grab your shin, your thigh, whatever. Keep that, bring that right arm up. Just open up. Look to that hand if it's available to you. Just be very conscious of every part of your body. What is my core doing? Is my core tight? What are my thighs doing? Are they active? Make sure my shoulders are away from my ears. Alright, then I want you to go ahead, bring both feet to that left foot, drop it on the ground, bend that left knee slightly, and bring it back and go to a plank. I want you to lower yourself down slowly, chest on the floor, and I want you to come to a cobra. Exhale on the ground, come up into a down dog. And what I want you to do is I want you to take this left foot, I want you to bring it in between your feet. I want you to drop that right leg. I want you to drop it. I want you to point it at the right corner of your mat. I want you to come up and I want both of your feet to be pointed at the two front corners of your mat. And you're going to want your legs a little more than shoulder width apart. We're going to just go ahead and we're going to drop down slowly. Pushing those hips forward, and we're going to go into a goddess. Keeping that core nice and tight, warming that sacral chakra up a whole bunch. Definitely feel this. So you want to be constantly pushing your hips open. Push the hips open, and you want to make sure that you keep yourself, your spine elongated. You want the energy to come from that sacral chakra. So push. And it's okay if it's hard. I mean, I can feel this too. All right, so if you can't go down super far, that's okay. Again, this is not about, oh, I can look like I can do yoga. No, this is about balancing yourself out and accepting where you are and just trying to get better. So that's what we're doing. One more deep breath in. And we're just going to come up, drop those hands, and we're going to bring our feet in just so they're about hip width apart, just a little over hip width apart. Keep those feet pointed out still. And we're going to go ahead and drop down into Malasana. I want you to come down. So when you're in Malasana, here, I'll turn to the side. This is another hip opener. You want to keep that back as straight as possible. And you're going to bring your hands into prayer. So we're going to be working our sacral. This is really going to be firing it up. And just breathe. Be very conscious of your body. Don't have your shoulders scrunched up to your ears, or don't, curled over because you're trying to keep the pose. No, I want you to just relax. Conscious of every part of your body. And you want to be constantly pushing your legs out. releasing energy right now. All right, now I want you to go ahead and put your hands on the ground. I want you to come to down dog. Pedal up those legs just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and have you go back to a plank. Lower yourself down. Go back to cobra. Lower back down. Right back up into down dog. And I'm just going to have you come to your knees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a cow face. So I want you to stay comfortably. The best position to do this in, you're going to want to sit on top of your legs. And what you want to do is you want to reach your left arm behind you. Here, I'll turn this way. Reach your left arm behind you, down, and then we're going to reach this way. And we're going to keep our shoulders down and back. So if you can't touch your hands, that's perfectly okay. You can go ahead and grab onto your shirt, or if you have a towel here, you go ahead and grab a towel, as long as you're getting these stretches. So if you can do this, I want you to go ahead and put your right arm behind your head and push back. But I want you to be sitting back on your heels, keeping that posture, right? Keeping those shoulders, right? Still feeling that fire in your belly. And then when you switch, you're just going to kind of unwind your hands, do a nice little turnaround. And we're going to come up and hook this. Again, if you can't grab your hands, that's totally okay. Grab your shirt. If you have a towel next to you, grab a towel, whatever, as long as you're getting the stretch. Breath. And release the arms. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have you sit down. We're going to go to a butterfly. So I want your feet to come together. And I want you, as your feet come together, I want you, the outside of your feet to come together, but the inside, I want you to keep them apart. And I want you to sit up as straight as you can. I want you to feel that fire in your belly. We're going to be warming up our sacral chakra some more. And if you can't keep your legs this close, that's, like I said, it's perfectly okay. Extend them out if you need to, but you definitely can use your elbows to help support and push your legs down. And remember, I want you to be very conscious of every part of your body. So as you're pushing forward down, don't slouch over, don't have your shoulders next to your ears. Just very conscious of your body. We're opening up right now. So I don't want you to hunch and close anything off. We're accepting energy. We're accepting life. So what I'm going to have you do now, go ahead and release from the pose. I'm going to have you come to all fours. We're going to do a pose called pigeon. Now this pose is a little bit advanced, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. And you don't have to do it perfectly. I don't do it perfectly. I'm still working on my hip flexibility as well. So I'm going to give you the gist of it. I want you to go ahead and I want you to bring your left foot forward. And if it's available to you, you can go ahead and bring it parallel to this mat in front of you. If it's not, if you're going to want more of a stretch, but if it's not, just go ahead and make sure that just keep that knee straight and bring your foot closer to you, and then you're just gonna go back. You're just gonna drop this leg back further. I don't know if you can see this, but you want to keep your hips are gonna be squared off, and then we're just gonna sit like this. So you can go ahead and you can drop your forearms if you want a little bit of stretch. And if that's okay too, you go ahead and just drop your hands completely. But I don't want you to hurt yourself in this pose. I want you to hold this on the side for about 5 to 10 breaths. I don't want you to hurt yourself. So if you feel discomfort, if it hurts, if it burns, stop. I mean, there's people who can do this pose better than I can do it. You know, it's not about who's more flexible. It's about accepting where my body is and working towards where I want to be. It's about releasing all this negative energy. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's just, you just need to accept where you are, accept who you are, accept the limitations of your body while working towards where you want to go. Because, you know, you see a limit, but that helps you push past, okay? So don't be discouraged. If you can't get this low, I mean, I'm not going very low. You know, I don't think everything bad of me because I can't get as low as some people. You know, it's all, I accept where I am, accept where you are, accept the limitations of everyone's body. This is about you, about your spiritual and your energy journey. So just accept where you are. Just take one more breath on here. I'm going to take my legs off. And just bring that leg back slowly. Bring these legs back up. And then we're going to let it move this other leg in front. And again, if it's available to you, the more parallel your shin is to this front of your mat, the more of a stretch you're going to get. But if it's not, if it hurts to do that, then don't do it. Maybe you're going to keep your hips squared off. And if you want more of a stretch, go ahead and drop those forearms. And if that's nothing to you, go ahead and drop the whole body. But be very conscious of your body. So make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Relax your whole body. You should feel this right in the hips. Keep that core tight, because keeping that core tight is going to help you from hurting yourself. It's going to help control the muscles in your hips, the muscles in your back. So just be very conscious of anything. You're going to get a hamstring stretch in the front, so keep that core tight just so you don't, I just don't want you to pull any muscles. One more breath, and go ahead and come back up. Okay, now that we're on all fours, I want you to go ahead. I want you to bring your knees right back into your hips. I want your legs to be about hip width apart. We're going to go into a camel now. This is going to be great for firing up that sacral chakra if it's underactive. So this is going to be a great way to stimulate it. What I want you to do, I want you to tuck your tailbone. I want you to grab the backs of your hands, your lower back, and I want you to just lean back slowly. Keeping that tailbone tucked in is going to relieve a lot of the pressure from your lower back. But if this hurts your lower back, I don't want you to overbend yourself. Just bend as much as you can, but you're going to want to push those hips forward, keeping that core tight and breathing. And if it's available to you, go ahead and grab the inside of your ankle and push those shoulder blades together. Just open up. Alright, and then slowly just reel yourself up. And just kind of counteract the pressure that we put on our back. I want you to go ahead and go into a child's pose. So bring those big toes together. Spread those knees out and just reach forward. Relax the head and the chest. And then come back up. And now I'm going to have you go on your back. We're going to do a slight back bend once again, just in another pose to kind of fire up that chakra a little bit. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to plant your feet about maybe a little less than hip width apart, but I want you to bring them close to your butt to where your fingertips are almost touching them. I want you to elongate that neck, go ahead and scoop those shoulder blades underneath the body, and what we're going to do is we're going to lift. So when you do this, I don't want you to lift through your butt. Your lower back should be completely relaxed right now. You shouldn't feel any tension right there, but you should definitely feel a burn right where that sacral chakra is. You should be pulling up from there. So push those hips forward. There should be pressure. You should feel it right under the butt. You should feel it
right in this lower abdomen area, but you should not feel any pressure in your lower back. All right? So it's not about, oh, how far can I extend? How far can I make my bridge go? It's about, oh, I'm warming up my sacral chakra. I am pushing, I'm opening into the world. It's underactive. I'm very oblivious. Whatever. I don't want to be naive anymore. Opening up to accepting wisdom. I no longer want to be tired, fatigued. I don't want life to be difficult for me. And go ahead and slowly drop down. And then I'm going to go ahead and come up. And I'm going to go ahead and have you bring one of your legs in. And have you reach over your hands. I'm going to have you just slightly bend forward at the chest and reach this. So mostly go for your big toe. If you can reach, go for your heel. If you can reach past that, go for the ground. If you can't, reach for the knee. Pull yourself forward. You may reach for the ankle, whatever. Go ahead and come up. And we're just going to switch to the other side. I'm just going to turn the other way so that you guys can see me. Okay. Keep my hips as squared up as possible. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to open up. So I'm going to keep my hand above my head, give this a little bit of a side body stretch here. Go ahead and come up. So what I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to have you go ahead and sit on your legs. So this is going to be a little bit of a more challenging pose. I do understand that. I don't really have a modification for it. So this is enough for you. You're like, oh, this is an intense stretch. Just go ahead, and I want you to just push your sacral forward. I want you to just open up your front body. And that's totally okay if that's where you go. If it's available to you, just bend down just a little bit more. We're going into reclined hero. So I want you to just open. Open up. And again, if you can, the goal is to get as close to the ground as possible. And if you're feeling any pressure in that lower back, just go ahead and just squeeze the buttocks a little bit. Keep that tailbone nice and tight. We should definitely feel it in the hamstrings. Right here, we're just releasing any excess sacral chakra energy over here. So go ahead, we're going to hold the pose for 1 more breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And I'm just going to go ahead and lay on the ground in Savasana or corpse. So corpse pose, it's a great way to elongate the spine as well, but also to just relax. So I'm not going to lay here for as long as I want you guys to lay here because I'm going to keep the video short. But in most instances, you want to be in corpse pose for 5 to 10 minutes. This is the meditation part of your practice. This is where you just release all the tension and you understand what part of your body feels what way from what pose. And you can just really feel everything here. So when you're laying here, you don't want to be thinking about anything. You want to feel the breath go from, your lungs to your right big foot, from your right big foot to your left big foot, from your foot to your nose. Feel your body where it is. Don't think about anything else. And if you catch your mind going off into negative thoughts, thinking about what you have to do for the day, you just need to stop and you just need to focus. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Because if you do this right, and you keep your mind clear, you realize like my body fell asleep. There'll come a point where you just start to you start to wiggle your fingers and wake your body back up because you just went into this state of almost nirvana. So it's really nice. So you're gonna stay here for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm just gonna have you come up to an easy pose. So just sit in a very comfortable position. Keep that back straight. This is a part of the sequence where I want you to sit. I want you to meditate on the affirmations and the whole reason behind why we're doing this. So I just want you to sit. I want you to just breathe. And because we're working on the sacral chakra, I want you to tell yourself that you are a central being full of creative potential. I embrace life with passion. I allow sweetness, sensuality, and passion into my life. I accept my body and the responsibility, and I will take care of it. You can repeat those to yourselves as many times as you need to. This is the part, this is you and your spirit. So this is a moment where you and your spirit are together, and you can tell your mind exactly what needs to be happening, or what's going on. That's just the great thing about yoga and understanding all these energies, because you tell your mind what it is, and your mind creates that. So the thoughts, words, the mind is very powerful. I just don't think people understand me. All right, I want you to go ahead and sweep those hands over here. Meet them at the top. I want you to go ahead and bring them down to your heart, sealing in your practice. I accept the limitations of my body. I am a central being. I embrace life with passion. I allow sweetness and sensuality into me. Go ahead and open your eyes. Namaste.